Do you want to start a podcast, but you're worried you'll sound like the podcast bros perpetuating nonsense? Or you're worried that the market is too saturated? Worry not. I have a tutorial for you that will show you all of the steps to curating a professional show that's bound to give your listeners an outstanding experience. Throughout this 7 or so episode series, I'll show you the steps I took to create my podcast and the things I've learned that have helped me remain consistent and interested in the topics I'm speaking about. So, you've got stuff to say and you want to start a podcast, but you don't want to sound like the podcast bros endorsing misogyny, racism, and misinformation. Me neither. What you really want is to sound professionally curated, knowledgeable, helpful, and entertaining. Starting a podcast allows you to share your authentic self in order to connect with like minded individuals. You get the freedom to host a space that upholds the values that you stand for. And you get the opportunity to info dump your hyperfixations on a community that shares your interests. And there are so many ways to do it. With this series, I'll be showing you how you can create your own podcast so you can host a show that you're proud of, that you stick to, and that stands out from the crowd with a well thought out concepts. We will discuss things I wish I had known before starting a podcast, so you can learn from the mistakes I made in my baby steps so that you can make strides. Throughout this series, we'll discuss starting the basics with your thematics, developing your content scripting and editing processes, creating digital media to support your episodes, and building your community. Basically, all the beginner stuff of starting a podcast. We will also discuss interviews, collaborations, and sponsors. So, the things that you'll be looking at doing after you've hit the ground running and you've started your show. This series will be released over the coming weeks intermittently with my regular show. If you're new to my channel, I also talk about the superpowers and setbacks of self sabotage and cultivating sustainable creativity. I will continue to upload weekly, meaning you can expect updates on this tutorial on a bi weekly basis, intermittent with the bi weekly updates for my regular show. If you already have a podcast and you're listening to improve your process, drop a comment of what your show is about. Let's learn from each other. And if you're brand spanking new to the podcasting game, drop an emoji that best describes the vibe that you are curating. The emojis that best describe my show, Procrastination Station, would be the hot and sweaty, red face with the little sweat drop dripping down emoji, and also the vampire, and also the running man. If you're new here, my show is called Procrastination Station, and I hope you subscribe for both the sustainable creativity side, the self sabotage side, and also to develop your own podcast because I would love to have you as a guest one day. Maybe we can do an interview. Anyway, thank you so much for being here with me. If you haven't already, now is your chance to subscribe to my channel. On a weekly basis, we talk about the superpowers and setbacks of perceived flaws to develop self acceptance. We also discuss cultivating creativity with sustainable work life balance, and now we talk about podcasting. Check out the links in my description for all the ways that I can help you, and thanks again for being here. Cheers for now.